Dragon Masters. Call of the Sound Dragon. By Tracy West. Chapter 1. The Wizard Watch. Bright purple energy swirled around Nera the Thunder Dragon. Eco, his dragon master, stood next to him. The green dragon stone she wore glowed. Eco reached out with both arms. Nera's energy swirled around her. Then it poured out of her hands. Drake, Rory, Bo, and Anna watched with wide eyes, excited to see Eco use her powers as a dragon mage. The energy from Eco's hands turned into a wall of purple energy. Cool force field! Drake exclaimed. He had once seen Eco use Nera's energy to make a whip of purple light. But he had never seen her make a force field before. My connection with Nera is so strong that I can tap into his energy and use it, Eco said. That is what it means to be a dragon mage. She lowered her hands and the energy wall disappeared. That was awesome! Rory exclaimed. Bo raised his hand. What exactly can dragon mages do with their dragon's energy? They use that energy to perform some of their dragon's powers, she explained. It takes many years to learn this. I can't create a thunder blast, like Nera does. But I can use his energy to make a regular power blast. Or create a force field, like I just did. Petra is going to be sorry she missed this, Drake said. If I go get her, will you make another force field? Eco smiled. Of course! It's strange seeing Eco smile, Drake thought as he ran to Griffith's wizard workshop. Eco had been Griffith's first student. She had made some bad choices in the past. But recently she had risked her life to save Drake and Rory from a dark wizard named Maldred. Maldred had trapped Eco in time with a bunch of his wizard enemies. The time dragon had freed Eco and all the wizards. Now Eco was back in the castle, helping Griffith teach the dragon masters. The wizards were another problem. Some of the wizards trapped in the wall were evil. And now they were on the loose. Petra, come see what Eco can do, Drake told the curly-haired girl, who was busy helping Griffith. In a minute. We're almost done with the first part of the Wizard Watch, Petra said. Griffith looked in Maldred's journal and found the names of the trapped wizards. She pointed to a sheet of paper on the wall. I wrote their names on this chart. Now Griffith is marking the bad ones. If we find them, we can keep an eye on them in case they start causing trouble, Griffith said. That sounds like a good plan, Drake replied. Indeed, the wizard agreed. He turned to Petra. I can finish this myself. You should go train with the others. Are you sure? Petra asked. I could dash boom. A loud sound erupted from Griffith's gazing ball. Rainbow light swirled inside the ball. What's happening? Drake cried. Chapter 2. Trouble in Remus. Ask the gazing ball to alert me of any unusual wizard activity, Griffith explained. He waved his hand over the glass ball. It must have spotted something. Eco, Rory, Anna, and Bo raced into the workshop. We heard a loud boom. Bo cried. What's going on? Anna asked. Just then the rainbow light faded and a scene appeared inside the glass. Everyone crowded around the gazing ball. They saw a large stone arena with tall archways. It was shaped like a circle and open to the sky. The arena sat in the middle of a city. That's the city of Remus, Petra remarked. A strange red and yellow mist hung over the arena. That mist looks magical, Drake said. Griffith nodded. That mist is the sign of a wizard battle, he said. When wizards fight each other, their magic builds up and gets out of control. That is why wizard battles are forbidden. Petra checked the chart up on the wall. Griffith, a wizard named Marco came from Remus. Yes, Griffith said. That is where he lived before Maldred trapped him. Do you think Marco is behind what is happening in the arena? Rory asked. It is likely, the wizard replied. We need to stop that battle before somebody gets hurt. Drake said. Yes, but remember, many dark wizards escaped from Maldred's time trap. I will need some of you to stay here to watch the gazing ball, Griffith said. I'll stay behind, Eco offered. I'd like to go to Remus, Petra said. It's close to my home in Hylas. I know my way around. That will be helpful, Petra. You and Zara shall go, Griffith said. As will Drake and Worm. We will leave right away. But... Rory began. Eco put her hand on Rory's shoulder. We will keep watch, Griffith. Drake, Petra, and Griffith headed to the dragon caves. Petra put a saddle on Zara, her four-headed poison dragon. We need to transport to Remus, Drake told his earth dragon, Worm. His dragon stone glowed, and he heard Worm's voice in his head, I am ready. Drake, Griffith, and Petra touched Worm. Petra put her other hand on Zara's belly. Whoosh! Green light exploded from Worm. They disappeared from the dragon caves. Drake's stomach flip-flopped, like it always did when they transported. Usually he landed in the new place on both feet. But this time... Whomp! He landed on something scaly. Drake tumbled backward. He opened his eyes to see a big pink dragon. Chapter 3. Tessa and Sono. Drake jumped to his feet. He had crash-landed on a dragon. Luckily, Griffith, Petra, Zara, and Worm had all landed just fine. Drake stared at the new dragon. A wavy pattern of rainbow colors rippled across her scales. She had 4 legs and no wings. A girl wearing a dragon stone rode in a saddle on the dragon's back. She held onto a strap that was attached to more straps on the dragon's head and snout. Where did you come from? She asked. Sorry I bumped into you, Drake said. We are dragon masters, like you. My dragon, Worm, transported us here. The girl's dragon stone glowed. Is Worm the dragon with 1 head and tiny wings? That's right, Drake said. Are we in Remus? They had landed in front of a marble statue of a man with a helmet, sword, and shield. Behind the statue, a path led to the city that the gazing ball had shown them. Yes, the girl replied. I'm sorry I can't stay and talk, but am in a hurry. My kingdom's royal wizard, Felix, sent me on an important mission. We came to stop the wizard battle. Is that your mission, too? Drake said. It is, the girl said. I'm Tessa, and this is Sono. She's a sound dragon. Tessa, we can help you. Can you tell us how this battle started? Griffith asked. Tessa turned her head toward Griffith. Who said that? She asked. Sono told me that there were 2 dragon masters and 2 dragons. She didn't say anything about a man. That is Griffith, our wizard, Drake said. Why can't you see him? Petra asked Tessa. I'm blind, Tessa said. Sono helps me out. But sometimes she doesn't give me all of the details. Wow! Petra exclaimed. You and Sono work very closely with each other. Your bond must be strong, Drake added. That's true, Tessa said. I hope to be a dragon mage someday. About your mission, Griffith interrupted. Is a wizard named Marco back in Remus? Yes, Tessa answered. Felix told me that Marco grew up here and that he became a dark wizard. He got into a fight with another evil wizard and then disappeared. We know, Drake said. Maldred. Marco wants to take over as the royal wizard of Remus, so he challenged Felix to a duel, Tessa said. And Felix agreed, Petra guessed. No, Tessa said. Felix knows that wizard battles are forbidden. But Marco started shooting magic at him and he had to defend himself. Now the duel has been going on for days and it's getting out of control. We must stop this duel right away. Griffith said. Yes. Tessa agreed. Felix said I should find a wizard to help Sono and me, so I'm glad I found you all. She patted Sono's head. And her dragon stone glowed. Sono, turn around. Let's go back to the arena. The sound dragon obeyed and raced into the city. Chapter 4. Wizard vs. Wizard. Sono and Tessa moved quickly through Remus, followed by the others. The road is curving to the right, Tessa said. We're getting closer to the arena. Stone houses lined the streets. Among the houses stood more statues like the one just outside the city. Remus is one of the oldest cities in the world, Griffith explained as they moved through the city. He pointed to a statue of a woman holding a dove. That statue is Helen, a brave peacemaker. And there's Theo, who invented the sundial, Petra said. She pointed to a statue of a man holding a round disc. Now the arena was in sight. It towered over the city. Boom! Boom! Loud sounds exploded from the arena. Bursts of red and yellow light shone through the open archways. Tessa and Sono reached the entrance first. Is everyone still behind me? Tessa called back. We're here, Drake replied. Wizard, I hope you know what to do, Tessa said. Their magic is out of control. Griffith stepped forward. If it becomes too dangerous, we will retreat, he said. We can leave and seek help from the wizards at Balerion. Balerion? Drake asked. The castle there is a kind of headquarters for wizards, Griffith explained. Also, young wizards go there to train. Drake wanted to ask more about Balerion, but he didn't have a chance. Griffith stepped into the arena, and the others followed. A crowd of townspeople had gathered to watch the battle. 2 wizards stood in the center of the circle. One of them wore yellow robes. His wavy brown hair was standing on end. The other wizard was short and round, with a blonde beard and hair, and red robes. Sono, tell me what's happening. Tessa said, and her dragon stone glowed. Which one is Marco? Drake asked. Felix is tall and skinny, Tessa replied. And Sono says Marco is wearing red robes. Boom! Red magic shot from Marco's hand. Felix dodged the blast. He waved his hand and a horse made of yellow energy appeared underneath him. The horse galloped toward Marco. End this now, Marco. Felix demanded. Not until Remus is mine. Marco replied. He pointed at the energy horse. It turned red and transformed into a giant porcupine with prickly quills. Ouch! Felix cried, and he jumped off. The energy porcupine exploded, and a lightning bolt flashed in the sky. Griffith turned to the dragon masters. Stay back, he warned them. Their magic is already escaping from the arena. The whole city is in danger. I have to stop this. Drake held his breath as Griffith entered the circle. Marco, Felix, enough, he called out. The two wizards looked at him. Griffith! Thank goodness! Felix said. Marco frowned. This is not your business, wizard, he said. I am afraid it is, Griffith said. This duel must end. No! Marco yelled. He hit Griffith with a